Jared, there were some alarming child poverty figures that came out very recently. Given the constraints with Congress and spending, what can the administration do, or what is the administration planning to do to alleviate those?
Well, the explicit plan that we have talked about ever since the president got here and implemented it in the rescue plan is, of course, to extend the enhanced benefits of the child tax credit. I mean, one of the things I took from that report yesterday, and I think everyone should take from that report, is that your child poverty rate is a policy decision. This president decides to have the lowest child poverty rate in history. That was his decision, and others, including 250 or something like that members of the House and 50 Republicans and 50 Republicans in the Senate, have made a very different decision to facilitate a more than doubling of child poverty by allowing the child tax credit that was doing so much of the lifting to achieve that historically low poverty rate, to allow that to expire. The president has consistently argued for reinstatement, and he won't stop fighting for that until we get it back.
I guess my question is, with those constraints that you mentioned in terms of lack of support, is there anything else you can do or intend to do to address that issue?
We intend to continue to not only fight for the enhanced child tax credit, but to do so in a fiscally responsible way. That is, in our budget, we have ample resources to offset that cost, and that's part of the $2.5 trillion in deficit reduction that's raised in the budget that can be devoted to that policy. So not only are we talking about re-achieving historically low levels of child poverty, but we're talking about doing so in the context of injecting much more fairness into the very top end of the tax code. So really, two very important values to this president: a much more fair, progressive tax code hitting only those above $400,000, and if we're talking about some of these measures, well above that, millionaires and billionaires, who he often talks about paying an 8% effective tax rate. That's not okay in an economic context where congressional Republicans have allowed child poverty to double by refusing to extend this child tax credit. And Republicans go further. They more than double down on that deeply unjust relationship by continuing to fight the extension of the child tax credit while calling for trillions more in high-end tax cuts. So yes, he's going to continue to fight for those issues.